Today, I'm going to show you a new AI tool that you may not have heard of. This is actually an AI interviewing tool. So, if you have an upcoming job that you've applied for and you want to practice your interview skills, you can go ahead and listen to this tutorial. This AI tool is actually a Google Chrome plugin. So, what you'll do is you'll head to the Chrome web store, and in the search box there, you can type in AI interviewer and select AI Interviewer MIR by MirWork. It's also called Quick Mock. Once you press Add to Chrome and install it, you can just check if it's installed correctly by clicking on that little puzzle piece at the top of your browser, and it should say MIR by MirWork in that puzzle piece that holds all of your plugins. Once you've installed it, it's time to test it out. So head on over to your LinkedIn, go ahead and click on jobs at the top and search for a job that you are interested in. Once you've selected a job that you're interested in and you've read through the job description, you should see at the top save, quick mock, or in easy apply if they have that option. So as you can see, it's right there on your LinkedIn page now, ready for you to give it a go. So, after reading through everything you need to know for your interview, go ahead and click on that black Quick Mock button. It will first prompt you to answer a few questions about yourself just to get started. And once you've already done this, it shouldn't pop up in the future. I like that it asks you specific questions about your goals. So either you're looking for your first job, finding a new one, or you just want interview practice and to learn about the process. I thought that was really cool. Once you get through those survey questions, it will give you an approximate time of your interview. So this one's about 30 minutes, and the language English for the job role that you are mock applying for. So you can go ahead and choose what you want to do, either if you want to use video or not video. But before you do that, I would recommend looking at the privacy policy quickly. As you can see, they do use the AI data to train their AI. Kelsey kind of figured that much. But it also gives some important information about how they keep your data. So just have a read through and make sure you're comfortable with everything, as they do share personal data with third parties and that sort of thing. So if you're not comfortable, definitely, you can back out here. But if you are, you can go ahead and keep listening. I decided not to do the video just because, yeah, I don't want my image everywhere. So yeah, once you click on your preferences, you can go ahead and start the interview. Let's have a listen to how the interview started off.
Can you start by telling me a bit about your background and what drew you to the field of learning and development, particularly in the context of the hospitality industry?
Oh, I really enjoy creating fun learning experiences for people, especially when it comes to the hospitality industry, because I worked as a server and bartender for many years in my youth. So I feel a special sort of relationship with this industry.
It's great to hear that you have a personal connection to the hospitality industry. Can you share some specific projects or experiences you've had in instructional design and e-learning content creation, particularly those that might relate to hospitality?
I do recommend going ahead and clicking that CC button, just because, as you'll see as we go along, there are instances where the voice, for one reason or another, gets cut off. So you can go ahead and read the questions there if anything should happen. My experience in the beginning was so far so good. I really liked the questions. As you could see from the initial job description, they do ask you about those tools that they've listed there. So I thought that was really clever how they made it as realistic as possible. And the voices are quite smooth as well, I have to say.
That sounds like a well thought out project. especially with the focus on accessibility and universal design principles. Could you elaborate on the tools you used for this course, such as any video editing software or design tools? Additionally, how did you ensure the content was engaging and easy to follow for learners?
Then things started to go a little downhill. The interviewer stopped hearing me. We were talking over each other at points. When I thought the interviewer was done speaking, I would start to speak, and then it would start to speak. Yeah, it got a little haywire. Definitely. I always manage multiple projects at the Sorry, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can you repeat now? Hello? Can you hear me now?
It seems like your response got cut off. Could you please continue sharing your experience with managing cross functional projects?
The follow-up questions were pretty realistic, and they seem to give a lot of positive feedback, which I think is also really helpful. As we all know, the interviewing process can be quite lengthy, and it's nice to have that positive reinforcement pushing you along. So then suddenly the screen just went blank and I didn't hear or see anything. I waited a little bit and then I realized, nope, she's not coming back. So that's when I had to go ahead and refresh the page. I was a little surprised when it didn't pick up where we left off, and suddenly there was a different voice, actually an Aussie accent, and a male interviewer. I think it's good that they use both and different accents as well in English, at least, because I think that is representative of all the different English speakers around the world. I hope they do this in other languages, and I think it's really good practice if you are an English as a second language student and you are interviewing for English jobs or practicing for tests for that matter. It is also a really cool tool for that.
Can you start by telling me a bit about your background and what drew you to the field of learning and development, particularly in the context of the hospitality industry?
Sure. When I was younger, I was a bartender and then I became a teacher and then a learning expert. So I wanted to integrate both of these experiences together.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Um, I had high hope for the second interviewer, but as you could see, there were some complications there as well. Same sort of things, talking over each other at times, not hearing me at times, an echo produced at one point. So I'm not sure what went on there. But yeah, as you can see, there's still some kinks that need to be worked out. I was, however, able to get through the full interview that time.
Thank you for your time and for sharing your experiences with me. Best of luck with the rest of the interview process, and feel free to reach out if you have any more questions in the future. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye bye. Now, this part at the end was really impressive. I love that it gave you a score. Mine wasn't so high for some reason. And it gives you that visual, that interactive graph. So you can see where you need to develop those skills needed for this particular job. And if you scroll down, you can actually get even more info. I love that it also includes your transcript below, so you can go ahead and review that as well, just to practice for the real interview. Or again, if you are studying English, that's also a really good tool to have. And then if you go ahead and click on View Detailed Feedback, this is really helpful as well. It shows your top skills. And then you can click on each card, and then it tells you what you need to improve on as well. If you log back in the future as well, if you go to history, it actually logs each of those interviews there as well. So again, some really cool features right there. Um, let's take a look at what works well with MIR. It was a super easy setup, and I love that there is a user-friendly button that's just seamlessly integrated into your own LinkedIn. I like that the interviews are tailored to the actual job descriptions, so that makes it really versatile depending on what you're looking for. I also like that the questions seemed really realistic, and they were similar to questions I've been asked in the past before. I loved the feedback. It was super detailed, and I love that it saves the transcripts to help you make improvements in the future. All right, now let's look at what didn't work so well. You need the internet to use this tool, and you need a stable connection. I am pretty sure that you will have even more performance issues if your internet is a bit slow, or if you're in an area where you don't have good coverage. So getting back to performance issues, as we could see, sometimes the interviewer, their voice cut out or they do not hear you well. And then, of course, once that white screen popped up, I had to go back into the interview again, and it did not pick up where I left off. Also, we saw that the interviewer sometimes is speaking over you at times, or you might think they're done speaking and then they'll keep going. And also that data privacy, right? Have to read the data privacy policy before you proceed and choose to put on your camera as well, because you will be having that data sold to those third parties as it indicates there. And of course, your typical AI problems, right? It is not a person. So it's going to miss those subtle responses and nonverbal cues. So those are things that you need to always consider when using an AI tool, right? It's not going to be perfect. It's lacking that human touch and responsiveness. However, it is a great tool overall. Hope you enjoyed my tutorial today. Remember to press like or subscribe.